What's up, guys? When you're building up a professional sports team, you should never let your star players leave. Always hold on to your most valued possessions. Remember that, kids. But of course, some sports teams didn't learn. They either traded away a star player or let him go in free agency, and it cost them big time. I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present 10 teams that sucked after losing a star player. And also, don't forget to subscribe and put on your notifications. We post videos like this every single day. Every day you get to watch this. Just click the subscribe button. That's all you gotta do. Alright, I'm gonna do a Mike Cantalupo. And a huge shout out to Tyler Garcia for suggesting this video. What's up, Tyler? Number 10, Edmonton Oilers, Ryan Smith. Captain Canada was the most beloved Edmonton Oilers player in the 1990s and 2000s. Smith was the perennial 30 to 40 goal scorer and helped the Oilers experience some postseason success. He led them to the 2006 Stanley Cup Final, where they narrowly fell to the Carolina Hurricanes in 7 games. A year later, Edmonton was in the playoff race, but they weren't able to agree on a new contract with Smith, so they dealt him at the 2007 trade deadline. The Oilers fell out of the playoff race and wouldn't qualify for the postseason until 2017. They sucked for decades after losing Smith, constantly loading up on top 5 picks. Number 9, the Los Angeles Lakers, Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, what up, Shaq? My dude Shaq, I love this guy. Shaq is the funniest guy on the planet, hands down. The Lakers made perhaps the greatest free agent signing in NBA history when they landed the superstar free agent Shaquille O'Neal in 1996. Shaquille and Kobe Bryant formed a super duo that led the Lakers to 3 consecutive championships to open up the 21st century, the new millennium. Go Shaq and Kobe. But Shaq grew tired of Kobe and the Lakers management. He demanded and received a trade to Miami after the 2004 NBA Finals. How do you get tired of a team? Like, even if you're tired of them, you're winning 3 consecutive championships, like, stick it out. The Lakers would be mired in mediocrity after that, registering a losing season in 2005 while being eliminated in the first round of the playoffs in 2006 and 2007. They rebuilt the team, eventually winning championships in 2009 and 10. Number 8, Arizona Diamondbacks, Curt Schilling. Curt Schilling was the ace of the Arizona Diamondbacks rotation, helping them win their first ever World Series in 2001 against the Yanks. Sorry, Yanks. Schilling and Randy Johnson formed an untouchable pitching duo in the desert, but Schilling left Arizona after the 2003 season, becoming an ace for the Boston Red Sox instead. Arizona would post a miserable losing season in the first 3 years after Schilling's departure. They would only make the playoffs twice between 2004 and 2016. Yikes. That sucks. Number 7, Toronto Raptors, Vince Carter. One of the NBA's premier dunkers and scorers, Vince Carter was the heart and soul of the Toronto Raptors. Carter took Toronto to the playoffs in 2000, 2001, and 2002 as he turned a struggling franchise into a brief Eastern Conference contender. Say that 3 times fast. Brief Eastern contender. But during the 2004 and 2005 season, Carter got fed up with Toronto and was traded to the New Jersey Nets. The Raptors would feel the sting of losing Carter, finishing off the 2005 and 2006 season miserably. They'd be eliminated in the first round of the 2007 and 8 playoffs, and Toronto wouldn't make it back to the postseason until 2014. It actually took them until 2016 to finally win a playoff series. Thanks for nothing, Vince. Number 6, Chicago Bulls, Scottie Pippen. After the Chicago Bulls won their 6th championship in the 90s, management decided it was time to hit the reset button. Michael Jordan retired, but the Bulls still had the chance to build around their other franchise icon, Scottie Pippen. Nah. They opted to send Pippen to the Houston Rockets for Roy Rogers and a 2nd round pick. The Bulls would register 6 straight losing seasons. 6, including 3 years of winning less than 20 games. Good job, Bulls. The Bulls are still searching for their first championship in the post-Pippen and MJ era. Maybe they should have kept Pippen around. They sure as hell didn't do anything after trading him. Number 5, Montreal Canadiens, Patrick Roy. The Canadiens were built around the world-class goalie Patrick Roy in the 80s and the 90s, and St. Patrick led them to Stanley Cup championships in 1986 and 93. But following a horrible home game against the Detroit Red Wings during a 95 and 96 season, Roy told Montreal management that he had just played his last game with them. He was traded to the Colorado Avalanche, where he would backstop them to championships in 96 and 2001. Montreal got robbed in the deal and struggled for years without him. They posted constant losing seasons and would win just 1 playoff series between 96 and 2001. Oh, and they haven't reached the Stanley Cup Finals since trading Roy, so yeah. Number 4, the Baltimore / Indianapolis Colts, John Elway. the Baltimore Colts chose to select a can't-miss prospect, John Elway, in the 1983 NFL Draft. Elway had no interest in joining the Colts, so they reluctantly traded him to the Denver Broncos. Elway would turn Denver into a powerhouse, leading them to 5 Super Bowl trips and winning 2 of them. Meanwhile, the Colts endured mediocrity through the 80s and 90s. It wasn't until Peyton Manning came along and they finally began to win games in the late 90s into the 21st century. So what if they kept Elway? Like the 80s and 90s? It probably wouldn't have been defined by terrible football for the Colts. Well, we all make our choices, I guess. Number 3, Oakland Athletics, the Big Three. The Oakland Athletics won 3 straight World Series championships from 1972 to 1974. That was on the basis of elite slugger Reggie Jackson, Cy Young winner Catfish Hunter, and star closer Raleigh Fingers. That's a fun name to say. But following the 1974 championship, the Athletics gradually saw their stars leave. The Big Three left within a couple short years after winning the 74 World Series. Oakland quickly became one of baseball's worst teams, registering losing seasons all but 2 years from 1977 to 86. The band broke up and the Athletics became terrible. Until this year, oh no, wait, no, they lost. Sorry. Should have kept the Big Three together. Number 2, St. Louis Rams, Kurt Warner. Warner came out of nowhere to emerge as one of the NFL's top quarterbacks of his time. He won a pair of MVP awards with the St. Louis Rams and led them to a Super Bowl 34 championship. He would also take them back to the big game 2 years later, where they lost to the New England Patriots, but following a hand injury, Warner was released by the Rams in 2004. As everyone knows, he'd end up having a couple of strong years with the Arizona Cardinals to close out his career. The Rams would make the playoffs in their first year without Warner, but they haven't made it nor registered a winning season since. Number 1, Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James. Yeah, we all know this is gonna be number 1. LeBron James became the face of the Cavs franchise, leading them to the playoffs every year from 2006 to 2010. That included the trip to the 2007 NBA Finals, which was kind of cool and all. But after the 2010 season, LeBron infamously announced the decision to form a super team with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade in Miami. We all know how that went. That was a fun time. Everyone just so fair. They didn't crush anyone. Now, here's Cleveland's season-by-season record without LeBron in those 4 years. Are you ready? 2010 to 11, 19 and 64. 2011 to 12, 21 and 45. 2012 and 13, 24 and 58. 2013 to 14, 33 and 49. Wow, good for you guys. You won something. Of course, LeBron returned to Cleveland during the 2014 offseason and led them to 3 straight finals. And yes, they won the championship in 2016. But dude, Cleveland sucked without LeBron for those years when he was gone. What other team sucked after losing a star player? Join us in the comment section below. Comment a bunch of stuff. I want to hear it all. I read them all. Every comment. Also, go follow myself and Total Pro Sports on social media for some amazing content. If you haven't, do it, because we got dope content. Follow us. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, hit that like button. Like. Hit it, click it. If this is your first time coming around Total Pro Sports, subscribe. It's a great idea because we put out videos every single day. Every day we put out a video. But as always, I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching. I know I had a lot of fun being here talking to this camera in my basement. Until next time, I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you later. Llama, 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 llama. Llama, llama, llama. My knee.